So another little snippet of what it looks like to work with me, whether you work with me remotely or whether you work with me one-to-one or on Zoom, remotely being email. So I'm working with a child now who is 6. Her parents are English and they have relocated to France. She's at an English school, but French is very high on the curriculum. She kind of has to learn French, and she is very resistant. She doesn't like it. She sees herself as being hugely difficult. So that's the one issue I'm working with her on, and have been working with her for a couple of months now. The other issue I've been working with her on is her relationship with her younger sister. So this child is 6, and her sister is about 3 years younger than her. Now, I know this because I've been working with her for a couple of months on the relationship with her sister. And I know that I know the difference in age because her mother's told me that is when this sibling arrived about 3 years ago. So a lot has come up for this child at 3 to 4 years ago. And there's a lot of rivalry. There's a lot of sibling rivalry going on in this relationship. And this is a wonderful way to work on relationships. I've worked on lots of kids in their relationships and improving the relationship. And also with adults, lovers, families, I've worked with many relationships. It's a very effective way of working and of improving the relationship and healing whatever is causing the relationship to have difficulties. So working with this child, and her sister, I'm working with her specifically, but I'm working on the relationship with her sister. And we know that it's helping because her mother sends me feedback. And the other day she sent me an email saying that the two of them have been playing together, and that they recently took the mum's phone, and they were playing a game on the phone together. So there is less sibling rivalry. But bear in mind that the sibling rivalry in my experience so far working with kids, the sibling rivalry is always the elder child who feels threatened by the younger. Very often the younger child loves the sibling to death, absolutely adores the elder sibling, but the elder sibling has the problem. So what's come up today is aspect of consciousness for this child. Now, aspects of consciousness are those parts of us that live in our subconscious mind, and we have permanent ones and impermanent ones. So the permanent ones are the ones we're born with, and the impermanent ones are the ones we create as a result of trauma. Now, all aspects of consciousness need to be happy. Think of them as little people who populate our subconscious mind. And once we get all of these little people happy, it leads us into the next sort of level of self-development and of happiness and of life being good. It just helps us move forward once our aspects of consciousness are happy and are functioning exactly as they should. So this consciousness that's come up for her today is sovereignty consciousness, and it's happy at a 5 out of 10. Now, it should be happy at a 10 out of 10. So my intention is to release whatever is causing the unhappiness in the sovereignty consciousness. And sovereignty refers to, king or queen. But in this context, what we're saying is sovereignty consciousness is how happy am I with being the master of my fate? How happy am I with being in charge and in control, being accountable, being responsible for myself, for my actions, for my being, for my responses? And her sovereignty consciousness is happy only at 5 out of 10. So I need to bring it up to happiness of 10 out of 10, and then I can walk away and leave it because it will be happy. So the things that have supported this unhappiness that I've already released are many trapped emotions of discouragement, rejection, crying, grief, despair, hopelessness, lack of control, low self-esteem. Those all were coming up at 3 to 4, and I know that these are in response to the pregnancy and the arrival of her younger sister. So once we had released those, her aspect of consciousness was sitting at a 6 out of 10 happy. Then the thing that has now come up is a limiting belief or a series of limiting beliefs. And the limiting beliefs that are coming up are at 3 to 4, and they say, I'm always number two. I don't have any choice. I don't belong. Then there's a suppression of feeling disheartened. So she is feeling disheartened and she is suppressing this. She is pushing it away, as we're so good at doing with our feelings. She has suppressed this feeling of disheartened. She's just pushing it away like this. And she has created for herself at age 3 to 4, she created an agreement with herself to experience torture. Now, this is very literal in terms of the subconscious speaking to me. And when she's experiencing torture, she's made an agreement with herself at age 3 to 4 because she sees herself as always number two. I don't have any choice. I don't belong. I am disheartened, but I can't admit that I'm feeling disheartened. I am agreeing with myself that I will experience torture. And the torture she has determined to experience, her subconscious mind has determined to experience, of feelings of not enoughness, of not being deserving. And what she is saying, I am not deserving. And the reason she is saying that is because of the other things that are supporting this. And these are trapped emotions. So the first trapped emotion of that's like at the bottom of this pile, this is now the foundation of this whole pile of stuff, which culminates in limiting beliefs at the top here. So the first thing that's coming up is trapped emotions of betrayal. Right. Okay. So and this is at 3 to 4, yes, and it's affecting all of her organs, yes. Can we release betrayal? Yes. So her subconscious mind is saying, yes, please, I want you to release betrayal. I need to just check how often she needs me to swipe. Okay, so releasing now betrayal. So betrayal, because here comes younger sis, and, I was apple of mummy's and daddy's eye, and now I'm not anymore. I'm feeling betrayed. Why do they need to bring someone else into our home when we were so happy? So there's another one here of crying. Also at 3 to 4, yes. Also at 3 to 4, affecting all her organs, yes. Right, can we release crying? Yes. Right, there's another one. Have we released crying? Yes. Have we balanced your being? Yes. There's another trapped emotion. Yes, there's another one. It is it nervousness? No, it's abandonment. Okay, so she's feeling abandoned by the one she loves. She's feeling that they have left her because, because of all the new child coming in. She feels like I'm being abandoned. Right, so this is a 3 to 4. Yes. Can we release this? Yes. Do I need to know more about this? No. Have we released abandonment? Yes. All right. There's another one of despair. Also at 3 to 4. Yes. Affecting all your organs. Yes. Can we release despair? Yes. Okay, have we released despair? Yes. How happy is your aspect of consciousness of sovereignty now? Sitting at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's a 7 out of 10. So there's more work I need to do to bring the aspect of sovereignty up to a 10 out of 10. There's more limiting belief systems. No. There's more trapped emotions. Yes. There's something else that's sitting here as well. I'm not sure what it is. I probably need to release the emotions. And so they're sort of masking for me something else that's sitting down here that I need to release. But you can see that there's an awful lot going on for her when she was 3 to 4. There's a lot of stuff happening that she's internalized. She couldn't deal with it. She felt overwhelmed. She felt betrayed by mommy and daddy. And this is affecting her relationship with her sibling. She really is very resentful of this sister of hers. And it's also affecting her belief in herself in terms of being able to learn French sufficiently to be able to function at her school in the class with all the other kids who are also learning French. So we can see how, and I find this with children a lot, you find that things that are affecting them are very often coming back to or rooted in when another sibling arrived, or when the parents got divorced, or when there was a death in the family. You know, kids pick up all this energetic stuff just like we do, and they hold on to it, and they bottle it up, and then it translates into things like lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, lack of performance at school, lack of performance in sports, also things like learning disabilities. We find children who have things like dyslexia and ADT. When you start releasing this stuff, you start helping them to cope better, and energetically they just become in a happier and more sort of level space. So I'm going to finish this session now because there's still things that need to be released, but I just think it's quite interesting how when we work with children, they are responsive, and the nicest thing about it is that they don't need to know. They don't need to know that there's something wrong with them, because there's nothing wrong with them. But what we do with this work is we support them, and we help them to be more confident, more rounded individuals who are better able to build relationships and to function at school and in life. So anyway, that's me for today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it interesting. I'd love to work with you. If you have a child who's having any sort of difficulties, I'd love to give it my best shot and see what happens. And I blog about a lot of this stuff. If you have a look at my website, www.jenedwards.com, I write about many, many of these case studies. So if you want to see if maybe there's a story like yours there, and see if you think I could help you, I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to. Okay, lots of love. See you soon. Bye-bye.